Good afternoon, church. It's good to see you. I want to ask you a question. What's the purpose for the church? What's the purpose for the church? What's the purpose of being Christian? Why do we have faith in God and in Jesus Christ? Now, I imagine that some of your answers have to do with things like salvation, transformation, maybe even some social gospel kind of answers. We're here to make the world a better place, to help fix some of the problems in our world, problems of injustice and brokenness. And all of those are good answers. But tomorrow we're going to be looking at a story from the Gospel of John. We're going to be looking at stories from the Gospel of John throughout Lent. And this is actually the first story in Jesus's public ministry in John. It's the wedding at Cana. You know that story. And there's something interesting about that story because it's Jesus's first miracle right at the beginning of his ministry. And unlike all the other miracles that he does down the road, in this miracle, Jesus is not really meeting a practical and essential need. He's not feeding hungry people on the side of the mountain. He's not healing people of their leprosy or their other infirmities. In this story, Jesus is taking some water and turning it into wine, really good wine, and for what it's worth, a whole lot of really good wine. And there's something interesting in this, I think, that it shows us that Jesus did not only come to fix our problems, but to inspire our joy and gladness. I love that idea. I love the idea of thinking that we as people should understand joy as part of what it means to be a disciple of Christ. We're starting out on our Lenten season, and Lent is always, characterized by the things you give up. It's not a season that is typically seen as a happy season. But what if the beginning of our journey with Christ is similar to how Christ began his journey in the Gospel of John? What if it is welcoming and claiming joy in our life? What would it look like? Think about this. What would it look like if the church understood joy as part of its mission? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. And as it turns out, we have a very joyful opportunity tomorrow afternoon. Right after church is done, we're going to move into a charge conference to affirm one of our members, Jennifer Toy, to affirm her candidacy for ordination in the United Methodist Church. I want everyone, if you can, to stay behind. It'll be a short meeting. But it's such an important part of what it means to be the church, but it's also such a joyful occasion. Jennifer came to our fellowship just 2 years ago, and while she's been here, she has heard the call of God in her life and responded in faithfulness to seek ordination, to return to school, to truly upend her life following the call of God. That makes me incredibly joyful, that God moves and acts in people's hearts like this. And tomorrow we have an opportunity to joyfully celebrate Jennifer and affirm her call. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the corner of Cone and Lafayette. Till then, God's joy and peace be with all of you. Bye-bye.